All right, well, let's do a quick Brave Exvius thing, because that's what we do on this podcast, and we talk about a lot of Brave Exvius. This will be a pretty quick one, I guess, but we're going to just talk about some of the new things that's been going on. Matt, how have you been liking this Final Fantasy Tactics farming event?
It hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives out decent orbs, and I think I've already got enough to get the weapons. I mean, anymore, that's kind of what you're just shooting for. Whatever, event-specific of weapons and gear and stuff like that they're getting me out. That's just the main goal. Get that.
That's fair. I'm not even impressed with any of the new exclusive stuff.
Yeah, there went nothing super special, but it is, you never know. Something might come up and...
I agree. Somebody might power game the game. And be like, if you have this sword from this one event, you can do this thing.
Right. And I don't go quite as hard on farming like I used to, but...
For this event, I kind of derailed a little bit. Like I might do twice a day, but when I log in, I've been full energy for hours.
Right.
And it's almost like I'm not taking a break, so to speak, but I'm just saving my my play time for the next stuff that's coming out, basically. Because there's a lot of cool stuff coming out, but yeah, this event doesn't have me that excited. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's just so many of these farming events. I mean, they just get old.
Right.
They get repetitive, but it's okay when there's like really cool stuff to go for.
Right.
This one, I feel like you don't need any of the exclusives, and so you're farming for all the stuff that's always on there, and it's just like mundane at that point.
Right.
Did you see the new Veritas?
Yes.
Banner? What do you think about that?
Well, I watched Clayer's review of it, and it sounds like they're pretty good. So, he actually soon after that put out a top 5 tank rankings, and the Earth was one of the top 5. So
one of, or who was the top 5?
His top 5 were I think he had the Earth as the number 2. His 1 was Wilhelm.
Okay.
If I'm thinking right, I'll take that back. 2 was maybe 2 and 3 was either Earth and the reindeer dude.
The guy on the mount that's the reindeer?
Yeah.
The Santa.
Yeah, that was 2 and 3. Then Warrior of Light and Cecil.
Okay. Are you still using Cecil?
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning on switching to Warrior of Light, or do you have him?
I got Warrior of Light. I don't know, man. I just can't. The Karaja that Cecil has is what I like. And,
do you have Tillith?
No, don't have Tillith.
I can see that then.
Yeah, I don't have Tillith, and I use Cloud as my not Cloud Rain as my as my full break and party buff.
Well, Warrior of Light has full break, and he actually has have you looked over his abilities much?
Not a whole lot.
Well, the 6-star version of Warrior Light has the same full break, except it's called full break. It's the one with less damage. At that point, their damage doesn't matter anyway. Right. But his is full break. It's 30%. He also has 2 half breaks, where it attacks 2 of the abilities, and I think it's for 45%.
Right.
Which is fantastic because you don't always need to break all 4. And the last thing is he, instead of having Kuraja, he actually has Raise. So that's kind of good.
Okay.
And on top of that, he has some other stuff too.
I think he actually auto guards too. I think where Cecil has to have the Golem to be able to do it.
Well, Cecil has to have the Golem for provoke.
Or provoke, that's what I mean.
Right. But the way they tank is slightly different. Like Cecil has a higher, I think it's like 75% chance to jump in front of another character and take up and mitigate 50% of the damage.
Right.
Whereas Warrior Light might be like 40% or something like that.
But he also has the AoE.
But he jumps in front of the entire party and mitigates all the damage.
Right.
So it's kind of a trade-off on that. It's a little bit different, but I think the biggest thing for me is that taking Cecil out. Oh, and I think he has more hit points, so he gains more from the percentages as well.
Gotcha.
So putting Warrior of Light in place, defense on Cecil might be slightly better, but either way, putting Warrior of Light allowed me to take Rain out and put another damage dealer. Because Rain really was a one-trick pony.
Right.
I mean, he was full breaking, or the second thing is he would put that leadership buff on. Mm-hmm. But most of the time, your main healer has that built in as well. What about Riku? You've been using Riku?
No. Actually, at the moment, the 2 Rikus I have are in my Trustmaster farm group.
Let me explain how much of a priority Riku is.
Yeah.
Broken levels of priority. I mean, Riku's limit break allows you to have an auto raise to 80% health or something like that.
Right.
And it lasts for 3 turns. If you give her, if you farmed the event before with a Moogle and you got Moogle's Trustmaster, it gives you like, I think it's a 50%, maybe it's 100%. And then there's a weapon that you give her or an item that gives you 50%. So you can have 150% limit break, how fast you gain them.
Right.
Gain rate. Anyway, that is almost like it will carry you through the Vortex missions on fights. It is insane. Because, I mean, I don't care. Hit me with everything you got. Everybody's back up.
Right.
Next turn, cast auto raise again. Oh, man, it's crazy. I mean, it's almost saddening how broken it is. Let's put it that way. And the other thing is, check this out. Getting her Trustmaster, because I got this thing, right? I put all my Moogles into it and got it. That pouch.
Yeah.
You give it to anybody, it gives them 3 abilities. One is full break with a kind of like Noctis's ability where it's like the fire flask.
Right.
It puts a random element on the enemies, which I think it has a special percentage for the petrify or stop or something. Either way, it's a full break. The second one is a cleanse for your entire party. I mean, I'm pretty sure it cleanses everything but stop. And the last one is a party buff that allows you to gain limit breaks at like 400% faster for like 5 turns. It is crazy.
You're going limit break crazy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just nuts, especially since recently they upgraded the damage on all limit breaks, basically. Mm-hmm. I mean, I still don't even care to use most of them, but the fact that you can keep auto raise on from Riku the entire time is nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm talking whatever you're farming right now, buy all the giant the metal cactars and just get her to 100. It's so worth it. And the other thing, she chains really well as well. Like her elemental attacks, they just go, it's almost like a machine gun. It's like, you know?
Right.
And you can chain really well with her and then cap off with something else. So good stuff.
Yep.
Another thing I'm excited about, though, did you see Dark Knight Cecil's upgrades?
No, I didn't.
He becomes a boss. I mean, he's like the second heaviest hitting character in the game now.
Wow.
I mean, obviously you got to pump tons of money and time into him, but what's interesting though is his main attack. It's like Shadow something, or I don't remember what it's called, but it does a single hit and it's like really heavy hitting. It's like most people are like 3.5 is great, like a 350%
right
damage increase or damage for your weapon. His is like 5 or 7 because it's really high, and he also gives 100% debuff to the opponent with his dark for dark resistance.
Right,
but it's a dark attack, so you don't even need to give him his Deathbringer, but you can give it to somebody else, and now they get 100% extra damage.
Right,
it's crazy. He hits so hard, it's not even funny. The problem is he'll kill himself because when you upgrade the ability, instead of taking 40% health, he takes 60%. And if you dual wield, it does it twice. It's 100% of 120%. So you have to time.
So he's a pure finisher.
Pure finisher. But it's such a slow ability. You can heal in between it. He'll run up, hit, and then you start healing, and then it'll heal him.
Gotcha.
You can't play. You have to be a little bit more on your game at that point.
Right.
And it really is bad if like the healer is doing other things in the meantime, because that pretty much forces you to heal every round in some capacity, or you could do a different ability with him that doesn't take as much hit points, I guess. Mm-hmm. His other ability gets upgraded to where he heals 9,999 hit points at the end of the turn. So he always ends the turn with full health as long as he's alive.
Right.
Fantastic. He was garbage other than his Trustmaster. And like, I was always laughing because I pulled 2 lightnings in him, and that's like, and then a troll lock is my 5-star with those. So, I mean, I haven't really been too fortunate on the rainbow draws, but I mean, I guess this comes back into giving me a good character again. But yeah, anyway, are you going to pull on the Veritas banner?
Oh yeah, probably. Speaking of that, I like what they did with Agrius. pretty much made her like a little Orlando.
They call her Poor Landu.
The Poor Landu.
Yeah, if you right now she's not as good as a Poor Landu Agrius in the future, but she apparently in Japan they gave her a 6-star ranking, and then literally within a couple months or something they gave her ability enhancements as well.
Gotcha.
With the ability enhancements, it makes her Divine Retribution or Divine Ruination the exact same timing and damage modifier as Orlando's. The difference being that she doesn't have as high of attack.
I was going to say her attack's probably not as high.
Yeah. And so what they calculated was I think she does 81% of the damage that Orlando can do with the same gear, which that's fantastic because at this point, everybody has Agrius.
Yeah.
I mean, I would assume because I have like 5 of them.
Right. And probably pulling on this banner a lot more are out.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about pulling on this banner and you decided not to, I would at least try for at least 2 Agriuses, unless you already have one Orlando, then get 1 Agrius.
Right. Oh, yeah, because she can chain with them.
Yeah. And it's more of like a future thing because like if you have her now and when you start upgrading her abilities, she's going to be fantastic down the road. Because, I mean, you got 2 of her and then you get somebody like Dark Knight Cecil to finish. That's a solid team right there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think about this garbage where they're having like more than 3 characters on a banner though?
Clayk was talking about that.
Not that I just said what I felt.
Yeah. He was bringing up that this whole, and especially on this one, because I think it's like 2 4-star bases and 2 5-star base.
Yeah.
I think, because I think on the last banner, he straight up was like, leave this banner alone. Don't even mess with it. The tactics one. But I mean, on this one, the characters are high and it's worth the gamble to try and get them.
So you're saying the tactics one, he was saying no.
Yeah, he said no.
But the Veritas one.
On the Veritas one, he's like, it's still crappy for that to be like that, but it's kind of worth it on this one.
Well, yeah, because if you really think about it, pull rates are 1% for a rainbow crystal, which will allow you to try to pull Veritas of the Dark and of the Fire. So you got 2 characters you're going after. Both are incredibly good.
Right.
But now basically they're 0.5%. If you even pull, first off, you have to pull a rainbow, and then I think you have like a 40% chance to pull a banner rainbow. And then on top of that, now you have a 50% chance to get one of those 2 characters.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just crazy. It's stupid. Apparently in Japan, they've updated to 3%.
Mm-hmm. And Fire Emblem Heroes has 3% for their 5-star, and I've gotten 12. So 2%, I mean, unless their randomizer sucks. Right.
3% sounds a lot cooler than 1%.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I could just tell the amount of characters I pulled from this game in comparison to the other game, with the same percentages.
Right.
And I pulled a lot more people in this game, Brave Exvius. So anyway, I'm looking forward. If I get Veritas of the Dark, I'm going to do a backflip. I mean, I'm pretty excited about of the Dark.
Right.
I would be okay with a Fire. I would even be okay with Earth. I'm not okay with getting Timothy because he is a shame to my name.
Is that the fairy looking one? Yeah.
A little boy fairy. I'm like, this. First off, it's a terrible character. Like at this point, why even put characters in the game? Like if you're going to put like 3 stars in the game and they're garbage, at least make them have a decent Trust Master. And his is like 35 mana or 35 magic, 35 spirit, and I think 15% mana. I'm just kind of going from memory here.
Right.
I looked it up once, but I was unimpressed by him all over the place.
Right.
I was like, you do not deserve my name. So, anyway, I mean, I'm looking forward to some of the stuff coming out. Apparently they got a lot of cool story stuff, but how many tickets you going to burn out on this one? Have you been picking up the 2-ticket bundle that was out for a week?
No, I didn't. Oh. I didn't even look at it.
Man, you missed out. It was 350 lapis. And you got 2 summoning tickets, a magic key, and a star quartz.
Yeah.
Every day for 7 days.
Yeah, I missed out on that one.
Matt, we text you.
Yeah.
You don't respond to text.
Sorry.
I mean, unless you're not getting them texts.
Yeah. No, I probably get them. Well, this phone's on silent.
Fair enough. But I mean, I've got, I think, 30 tickets, and I have 3 more that I can get from this farming event.
Yeah.
And I'm going to burn all of them.
You know what happened the last time I had 30 tickets?
30 tickets in depression.
Yeah, I was going to say, I went hard for Titus, and it didn't happen.
Yep. Well, I'm just going
about 30 tickets hard.
Yeah, fair enough. That's very sad. And I watched Jake pull it right in front of my eyes with a daily pull.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. I'm very disappointed. I mean, the game's so good, but it's like cracking open packs for Magic and only getting commons for 2 years. So, whatever. I mean, either way, I think after this event, I'm going to save as many tickets as possible and pull for Cloud. I'm really excited to try to get Cloud.
Right.
Because, I mean, if I can't have Noctis because the banner's not there anymore, I'll at least prepare for the future. I don't know how good he is, but whatever. I'm going to get him anyway.
No, I hear you.
So, anyway, anything else you want to add about Final Fantasy?
No.
Have you been still playing your other game?
The Kingdom Builder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Final Fantasy?
No, I didn't play the Final Fantasy.
That game is garbage, by the way. Yeah.
No.
I think we harped on it last episode.
I didn't.